What is going on, guys? Spooky Guy 444 here, coming at you with another Home Depot 2024 unboxing. Yes, you heard that right. We are doing even more of these bad boys throughout the rest of the week. And for this unboxing here, we have the 9-foot Murderous Maple. Now, this is an animatronic that I've been very excited to get. This has been one of the highlights of my entire 2024, and this box is massive, so I'm expecting this thing to absolutely blow me away. But without further ado, I'm Spooky Guy 444, and let's begin the setup of Murderous Maple. Here we go. All right, so we got a lot of parts to go in through here, so let's get started. So on this top cardboard flap, we have a pole labeled H, which is super odd looking. I've never seen anything like that. And then two of the B poles, which I assume are just the poles that are going to go from the base through the rest of the tree. I'm really curious to see what this H pole is, though. I'm definitely going to be referencing the instructions a little bit for a giant like this, just because I always do when it comes to getting new giants. It just helps out a lot. But I would recommend doing the same for you guys as well. Here we have some more poles, I believe, in a little cardboard insert on the side here. Oh, no, wait, oh, maybe. Here we have his stakes. He actually doesn't have the classic SVI 12-footer stakes. These are like the regular yard stakes that you see like pretty much anywhere. 10 stakes. These are like 10 stakes. Here we have a C pole, which has a wing nut in it, which is interesting. Curious to see what that's for. We have his adapter, and there's something very odd in this box, and I am confused, to say the least. What? Why? Okay. Let me just bring it forward here. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but is this the 12-foot skeleton light kit? Also the Allen wrench. Like, what? I'm so confused. Yeah, definitely referencing the instructions a lot on this setup, because this is going to be weird. Here we have two of his branches. This one's labeled N. This one does not have a label, so that's going to be fun. Here we have the top half of his head. This is like the crown piece of the tree. Looks pretty awesome. Here we have another piece of the branch labeled M. Here we have the base of the tree stump. Now, he actually has his own base, which, interestingly enough, is not a 12-footer base. It is the new base style that SVI is doing on stuff like Giant Death Ray. Stump of the tree. Another piece of branch labeled L. A ball of maple leaves. This is probably just an accessory that you put on yourself. I don't think we're going to put it on for this video, but if you do want to put these on, they come in a ball in the box. This is the base. Actually a pretty lightweight base. I'm surprised. He weighs about 60 pounds, so he's definitely got some weight to him. The welds on this look fantastic, though. Like, these are really great looking welds. They're some of the nicest welds I've ever seen on a prop, actually. Like this, I'm really impressed. I really am. His instructions, which I will 100% be using because I do not know what I'm doing. The main piece of his stump right here, this is the thick end. This is the back half of his face, because it actually comes in like two weird half pieces. It's interesting. I'm not sure why they did that. Last but not least, look at the head, and I'll bring that up closer to you guys so that you can see it real quick. It's a very big piece, bigger than my body. So he's definitely got some size to him. This looks awesome, though. I absolutely love how this came out. Very, very happy to finally see this guy in person. All right, and now that we've gotten all of our parts out of the box, we can begin setting up the Murderous Maple. Here we go. Shaya! The first thing we're going to do is get our two poles labeled B, and we are just going to snap lock those in classic Seasonal Visions fashion. Seasonal Visions is the people that made Murderous Maple, if you did not know. And he's already taller than me. Oh boy. Hey y'all, I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea what the purpose of this wing nut piece is. So for now, what I'm gonna do is just keep going with it kind of like in the middle here. I'm totally lost on this piece. And the next piece that you were gonna put on here is the stump labeled D, like so. And there is a foot cover in the front to keep that in place. The next part you're gonna put on is labeled E. And I believe that this is E, but the sticker ended up falling off somewhere. So I just kind of got to lucky guess it. But that is also just going to slide on the same way that you slid on all of the other ones. All right, and the next part we're going to put on is this small stump piece that is going to also be, I think it's also labeled E. And that is just going to sit flush on there like so. The next piece we're going to put on here is the first back half of his head, and that is also just going to go on the same way. It's a very simple setup, as interesting as that random useless C-pole is. Next, we're going to put on the pole labeled H, and this is a very strange piece. So definitely an interesting setup. And then after this, I think every part onward, we're going to have to lay down on the box. All right, so before we continue, we're actually going to take out this little screw-on piece, because this piece here is actually what holds in the top of Maple's head. This is so strange. So the next step is putting on the light kit. That is so odd. Like, I've never seen a prop do this before. And it just sits on there like that, as far as I'm aware. And up next, we are going to put on his head. And the head is just going to slide over everything like so. Make sure that you get it all lined up and flush with the rest of the body, which may be a little bit difficult at first. Then up next, we are going to put on our Maple's little crown. Make sure that you get that lined up with the rest of his head, and then you're going to put that wing nut back in so that it stays secure in place. All right, once you stood them back up, the next thing you're going to do after twist locking on both of the arms, which, like I said, they just twist on. I recommend doing these first before putting them onto the body. You're going to slide these on, making sure that all the hexagonal sides match up. This is just like a classic Seasonal Visions giant connection here. And actually, very interestingly, including an Allen wrench screw-on connection to make it tighter, he also has the latches that the pumpkin stacks have to add an extra stability to these arms, which is an awesome feature. And that one is just also going to do the exact same thing. And I will cut that off camera. And then your Murderous Maple is ready to be set up, plugged in, and to go. So without further ado, let's plug them in ourselves and get to the review. If it's an amazing static prop you wanted, an amazing static prop you will get. The 9.5-foot Murderous Maple is hands down a fantastic set piece for any haunt or display year round. And I just got to say, why now? Starting with some of the cons though with him. Con number one, that C-pole in the setup is like borderline useless. You don't need it. I think it's just to add extra security on the inside of them. But like I said, you don't really need it. It's pretty useless. But other than that, this guy is just hands down the best. He really, really is. Another con I have is just the light kit setup. It's strange. Like, it's not like tedious or bad or anything. It's just odd. And then the box size is atrocious, but honestly, all of his parts fit in there perfect. There is not a single spot of wasted space in the box. But for some pros, with the box being so big, it could have been way bigger, and I'm glad it's not because of how he's actually put together, whether it be the branches being 2 pieces each or the head actually being 3 pieces, with this part here being one separate piece, this part here, and then the crown itself. And additionally, I love all the lighting effects. Right now you're seeing a little montage going over all of them. They just look absolutely stunning. You have 7 different color options, 6 actual solid colors, and then 1 color that is just all of them flashing, I guess, or fading in and out. Personally, I'm going to go with either the red or the purple, or maybe even the green. It depends on where he's going to be in my haunt. I absolutely love this guy to death. He is fantastic. I also love the upgraded stakes. I'm glad that they're changing their stakes up a little bit, and now we're getting more proper tent stakes from Seasonal Visions. I'm not sure if all the other new giants have that as well. But yeah, Murderous Maple is fantastic. I would say another con, though, before we get going, he maybe should have tethers or a cable. It's kind of strange that he doesn't have one, so I would definitely be careful of that. But with that being said, I'm Spooky Guy 444. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned. More unboxings coming soon, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.